Hey, welcome to Fandom Fights. I'm Tim. That's Nick. I'm sleepy. Can you tell that my hair is all messed up because I took a nap?
I can, yes.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Going great, Tim. No nap from me, though I have been laying down doing nothing. So perhaps my hair is not the greatest either. But regardless, that was never a qualification for this job.
We got a good one for you. Albert versus Kaiser. Maggie asked me before it started, is this a singles match? Will this be quick? And I said, we got two really good players playing, Maggie. So if they're playing at the top of their game, it could go really quick. I don't know what's going to happen. Albert and Kaiser are like on the top echelon right now, just like firing on all cylinders. I'm really looking forward to this. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited. The reason we're here today is because Kaiser won his match against Bill after doing very well in round one of the tournament. Him and Bill both did very well. Kaiser actually took the eventual second place finisher in the tournament to sudden death in his round one. So just because it was an early exit, it was in spectacular fashion. But he's earned his way back up here to play Albert, who was the second. I'm going to explain this in technical terms and then real terms. Basically, three people came in second in round two. Albert was one of the top two highest percentage scoring people of those people. Basically, if the final three people of the tournament came in first, second, and third, Albert came in fourth or fifth. So now he has the chance to play Kaiser after Kaiser beat Bill. The winner of this goes on to a number one contender match. So should be exciting stuff.
Yeah, let's get into it, starting with the promos.
So Kaiser, we had to do something you may have enjoyed doing in beating Bill. It was actually a really good match, pretty close, but we had to go through one of our own to get to this point. And I know you were saying you were tired, you've had a lot going on in your life. As per the Fun DMC mantra, you're saying you're being hard on yourself, but you've been awesome this year. And I think you are sort of on an Albert-like trajectory, if I'm being honest, where it's like he's kind of like took a little while to get to like the top in singles, and he's tasted that glory. And I think you're on your way. So you feel good now?
If I yawn in this match, I promise you it's because that I'm tired and not due to disrespect. But good luck to you, Albert. Hopefully, good luck to me.
Let's do it.
How you feeling, Albert?
I'm feeling good. Excited for this match.
You absolutely should do. You're a top player. You know, you play in title matches. That's the player you are. They're already comparing. Jake's already comparing his player to you. That's what we're talking about here. Let's light this fuse.
Nick, thoughts on the promos?
Good, great, short. They both seem ready. I'm excited.
Let's get into it, starting with round number one. Nick, how's that going to work?
Well, round number one is going to work like this. There's going to be 10 questions in the realm of Fandom Fights. Each player is going to have 15 seconds to write down their answer. At the end of 15 seconds, we will say pens down, at which point the players will reveal their answer and say it aloud. Each correct answer is worth 1 point apiece, and should any individual player get all 10 questions correct in round number one, they would receive a bonus question. Each player will have 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number one?
Okay.
All right. Your first question comes in the category of Star Trek. Who fights Krall's second-in-command, Manus, before leaving Ultimate in Star Trek Beyond?
Last time you went above and beyond.
Never.
That sounds about right.
I like to manage expectations.
5, 4, 3,
just what is asked of me.
1, pens down. Let's start with Kaiser.
Jayla.
And Albert.
Jayla.
Both are correct. Your next question is coming from the category of Pixar. In Cars, what do Sally and the sheriff do to Lightning so that he can't escape once they take the boot off of him? Okay, who am I? All right, ready? Who am I?
You're Tim.
You got it. Good job. Good job, buddy. You're good at answering questions. 5,
I know. within 15 seconds.
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert
I said take out his fuel.
and Kaiser.
Drain his fuel so he can't go far.
Yep, both are correct. 2-2. What's next, Nick?
Your next question comes in the category of the MCU. In Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, after being kidnapped by rebels, what does drinking the ooze allow them to do?
Thought about this the other day and was wondering if
Allow Scott and Cassie to do. I realized I never said their names in the question.
that whole thing about you tempering expectations, you might be going below, Nick.
Well, sometimes I go a little bit above. It all evens out in the end.
That's fair. 5, 4,
Life's about
3,
balance.
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Kaiser.
Understand their language and communicate.
Albert.
I said understand their language.
Yes, we can accept both of those answers. So we stay tied 3-3 as we get into your next question in the category of YA. The main villain threatens to cause suicides until the main hero turns themselves in which YA film? Whew. My dad came over today.
Cool.
Bless up to Greg. He held the baby for 2 hours so Maggie and I could take a nap.
Nice.
Yep. I woke
Wow.
up and I woke up and it was like, that didn't feel like 2 hours.
Is that like the best gift you can give?
Yeah. 1. Pens down. Honestly, I'll tell you in the next question. Let's go to Albert
Insurgent.
and Kaiser.
The Divergent series Insurgent.
Both are correct. 4-4. Nick, what's next?
Your next question comes in the category of scores and soundtracks. How many films in the Alien vs. Predator series were composed by Alan Silvestri?
So yeah, we were up all night because the baby was thinking it was daytime.
Partying hard.
Yeah, she was pissed. And so I got maybe like 3 hours, maybe. Maggie got like 2, maybe. And I texted my dad and my mom and my sister this morning. I said, "Are there any adults who can help us?" 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Kaiser, let's go to you.
2.
And Albert.
I also said 2.
2 is correct. Nick, we're keeping pace 5-5. Your next question, gentlemen, is in the category of fandom quotes. Finish this quote from Wonder Woman. May we get what we want. May we get what we need. But may we never get what we blank. Looking for one word. Yeah, so my dad just popped on over. He said, "I'll hold the baby. You guys go to sleep." We went upstairs, and then a minute later, he texted me and said, "The baby just shat." So I came back down, helped change the shat. 5, 4,
Well done.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. I love my life. Let's go to Albert
I said deserve.
and Kaiser.
I also said deserve.
Both are correct, Nick, and both remain perfect. 6-6. What's next?
Your next question comes in the category of James Bond. Which Bond film features Bond performing a trick in a bar where he finishes a drink with a scorpion on his hand?
Ew.
Icky.
Icky. Scary.
Alcohol.
I hate it. This is one of those 0-0 Heinekens. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Kaiser.
I said Octopussy.
And Albert.
I said Skyfall.
Skyfall is correct. So Albert will take the first lead of the match and remain perfect. Your next question is going to come in the category of the Wizarding World. Which 2 people's wands does Harry ask Ollivander to inspect at the beginning of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2? Part 2.
fun of the French.
Yes.
Very nice.
Damn them.
They never make fun of you.
Maybe there's is there anybody French in the community? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert.
I said Bellatrix Lestrange and Draco Malfoy.
And Kaiser.
Draco Malfoy and Bellatrix Lestrange.
Both are correct. Nick, keeping pace. What's next?
Your penultimate question will come in the category of DC. Let's see who reads the Facebook posts. Your question is, who directed The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Yeah, this was a flick.
I feel dirty. My favorite part of that whole night was I was getting like all the comments on the Facebook page, and just Cody messages me and just goes, I mean, like, yeah, like, cool, but why? 5, 4,
That's
3,
life.
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Kaiser.
I was getting confused. Is it Stephen Norrington?
And Albert. Go ahead, Albert.
Am I cutting out?
Yes, you are.
I said Robert Swanke.
The answer is Stephen Norrington. Albert, why don't you try to leave and come back? All right, so Stephen Norrington was the correct answer. So Kaiser ties it up. There's no more perfect rounds. And we're going to move into the final question of the round in the category of Star Wars. In Revenge of the Sith, Padme goes to see Anakin on Mustafar after speaking with whom? Whom?
That was a last-minute correction.
Ooh.
Right before the...
Ooh.
Like, wait a minute, this should be whom?
Look at you, college graduate.
You remember before in that other question when I dipped below? Now I'm a little bit above, and we're good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Albert, let's go to you.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And Kaiser.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Both are correct. So, Nick, we end round number 1 all tied up 9-9. Is that what you have?
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, round number 2. Let's get into it. How's it going to work?
Round number 2 is going to work like this. It is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 8 Fandom categories on it, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Each player is going to get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. We get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless you like check down a multiple choice, in which case it'll only be worth 1. And be on the lookout, as stealing is available in round number 2. Your categories on the wheel today are YA, DreamWorks, Sci-Fi Icons, Fandom Quotes, MCU, Middle-earth, Planet of the Apes, and Pixar. Take it away, Tim.
All right, Albert, we're all tied up, and you are the higher ranked, so you get to decide what you want to do. Do you want to spin or defer to Kaiser?
What do you want to do? That round 1 was beautiful. 9 points down.
Thanks, Joe. I think I want to defer.
You want to defer? That's cool. We shall defer.
All right, then we will bring in Mr. Meltzer, and this will be the spin for Kaiser.
Great round 1, Kaiser. 9 points. Damn.
And it lands on Middle Earth.
I did not mean for that to come across as mean. This is pretty good for you. I think there's some stuff here there's a couple things here you don't want, and I think this is pretty high up for you. So,
Yeah,
you feel good taking it?
I think so. Yeah.
Or do you really feel like you want to spin for something else? Like, you're usually pretty good.
I mean, this is probably like my top 3 on this wheel, so I think we should probably take it. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Then, Nick, will you please go ahead and read Kaiser his questions in the category of Middle Earth?
Gladly. Kaiser, are you prepared for your questions in the category of Middle-earth?
I hope so.
All right, your first question. In which Middle-earth film does someone free themselves from a cell using a rope hooked to a ship?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is your first repeat. The question again. In which Middle-earth film does someone free themselves from a cell using a rope hooked to a ship?
The Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Who plays Faramir in The Return of the King?
David Wenham.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. In An Unexpected Journey, what is Bilbo doing outside his home when Gandalf first approaches him?
He's smoking.
That is correct for 2 points.
That was great.
Kaiser, your penultimate question. What is the last family name that Bilbo welcomes to his party at the beginning of his disappearance speech in The Fellowship of the Ring?
Sackville Bagginses.
That is incorrect. Albert, chance for a 2-point steal.
What?
Proudfoot?
Proudfoot is correct.
Okay.
For a 2-point steal.
Interesting.
All right. And Kaiser, your final question. What part of his body does Smaug compare to a hurricane in The Desolation of Smaug?
Hurricane. I'll take multiple.
All right. Your multiple choice options are: is it A, wings, B, breath, C, talons, or D, tail?
Wings.
That is correct for 1 point in the end of Kaiser's round 2.
All right, so I have Kaiser getting his total up to 16 to Albert's 11.
That's what I have, Tim.
Okay, so we'll bring back the wheel, and we'll bring in Mr. Fairley for Albert's spin.
Because if you were to multiple everything and hit everything, tie game. That helps you feel better about your choice. I don't know.
Lands on sci-fi icons.
A lot of new stuff.
Yeah, I think there are better categories out there for me, so I want to respin.
I agree. Respin again, please.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It lands on sci-fi icons.
All right. Guys, take time. Multiples if you need.
All right, Albert, I'll be giving you your questions in sci-fi icons. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, your first question. Multiple death row inmates are used as scientific test subjects in which sci-fi icons film?
RoboCop 2.
That is correct for 2 points.
Can you bring Jake in, please?
Yes.
Yeah, I was a little bit. As soon as you said
Do you think this applies to like Terminator Salvation?
that's exactly what I was thinking. Was Terminator
Yeah.
Salvation, because Marcus.
But
I
the problem
believe,
is Marcus.
that's the inmate, right?
It's just one. It's not multiple. So, do you remember whether they were like multiple?
Can you read the question again, really quick, please?
Yep. The question again. Multiple death row inmates are used as scientific test subjects in which sci-fi icons film?
It's been a while
Yeah,
since
it
I've
was
seen the movie. Was somebody else before him, or was it just him?
It's the opening scene, and it's just one guy, which is him. So, like, probably not. Yeah.
Then, with the wording of the question, I don't think that a
Yeah.
challenge would be acceptable. So, okay.
Okay. All right. Then, Albert, we will move on to your next question. Who plays Branson, the original captain of the Covenant and husband of Daniels, who dies at the beginning of Alien Covenant?
James Franco.
That is correct for 2 points.
Green Jakey.
All right.
Is he not credited?
He is not credited.
Okay. But if he's not credited, then we can challenge that.
Yeah, challenge it. Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back after this challenge. All right, we're back for the challenge. James Franco uncredited in Alien Covenant. So we're going to give Albert a new question. He has the score of 13. So, Albert, your new question. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Who plays Tennessee, the chief pilot of the Covenant in Alien Covenant? Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is going to be your first repeat. Who plays Tennessee, the chief pilot of the Covenant in Alien Covenant?
I'm blanking on the name. Give me multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, Seth Rogen, B, Benedict Wong, C, Danny McBride, or D, Ron Perlman.
Danny McBride.
That is correct for 1 point. All right, Albert, your next question. In Terminator Genesis, Sarah travels with a Terminator with what classification as her protector?
I think he's frozen.
5.
T800.
That is correct for
800.
2 points. That's correct for 2 points. And Albert, you may want to leave and come back. All right, Albert, your next question. In The Matrix, what is the name of the program that first appears as a barren white space, which rebels used to train for the Matrix?
Which rebels used to train in for the Matrix.
What am I reading? Sorry. If you want to read that again, Nick, go ahead.
In The Matrix, what is the name of the program that first appears as a barren white space, which rebels use to train for the Matrix?
Gotcha. That makes more sense than what I said.
Multiple choice, please.
All right. Your options are A, the wasteland, B, the origin, C, the beginning, or D, the construct.
The construct.
That is correct for 1 point. And Albert, your final question. In Bumblebee, when Charlie meets Bumblebee, she is still mourning the death of which member of her family?
Her father.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, Nick, I have Albert in the lead with 19.
I have him at 21.
All right, well, we'll figure. Or did
19.
you?
19.
19.
You're right.
Yeah, it didn't take. That's what I figured. Okay, so 19 to 16 is what I have. We're gonna get into round number 3. How's it gonna work, Nick?
Round number 3 is going to work like this. It is the betting round. We have 5 more questions in the realm of Fandom fights. Once the players hit a category, they can bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points on the question. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they got the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 3?
Okay. And the first category you can bet points on is sci-fi icons. Let's get bets, starting with Albert. All right, and Kaiser.
2.
Okay, here's your question. Who plays the Rev 9 in Terminator Dark Fate? I need another nap.
I bought a bunch of popcorn at the store about an hour ago. I had some for dinner.
I love popcorn. 5,
It's
4,
only like teeth.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert.
I said Diego Luna.
And Kaiser.
Gabriel Luna.
Gabriel Luna is the correct answer. So Albert will lose 1 point and go down to 18, which means we have a tie game because Kaiser gains 2 points and goes up to 18. So Nick, what is the next category?
Next category you can bet points on is Law and Order.
All right, let's get bets, starting with Kaiser
2.
and Albert.
I went 0.
Okay, Nick, what is the question?
Your question in Law and Order. In Rush Hour 3, Lee challenges Kenji to a fight using what kind of weapons on the Eiffel Tower? Something funny. What are you looking at?
Yeah, something just happened in my house that made me have to look at my wife. That's why I was muted.
Gotcha. That's fair.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
It's going to be Kaiser's second repeat.
Question again. In Rush Hour 3, Lee challenges Kenji to a fight using what kind of weapons on the Eiffel Tower?
The French.
Ah, they came back.
Five,
They told me
4,
that.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Albert, who bet 0.
I said nunchucks.
Ooh, let's go to Kaiser.
Swords.
Swords is correct. Kaiser takes the lead. Goes up to 20. It is 20 to 18. Great year for film. Your next category is the category of DC. Let's get bets starting with Albert.
2.
And Kaiser.
1.
Okay, here's your question in the category of DC. What is the name of the main villain guinea pig in DC League of Super Pets?
Yeah, you switched. That was fast.
That was quick. Needed to happen.
That's fair. I get it. It's when you can't have sleep.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert.
I said Stacy.
And Kaiser.
Lulu.
And your winner, Kaiser Huang. Lulu was correct. I almost forgot it for a second. Nick, very intense match. Close
Yes.
the whole time.
Absolutely.
Thoughts?
Two incredible players. Absolutely. It looked like it was Albert's game when this seemed like one of those matches where you can't give an inch when they both came out with 9. And then it seemed like Albert really had the advantage in round 2 when he got that steal. But that's why you never give up, because round 3 just turned out not to be Albert's round 3 today. Happens to everyone, but it turned out to be Kaiser's. So that was the difference maker in this match. They both played at the top of their game. It was incredible.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into post-match interviews. We will start by talking to Albert.
Albert, it's been said once, it's been said 100 times. I think you are a legend of this game. Challenged for a title already this year in teams. You've won an event.
Thank you.
You've done great things this year, even if you won't be making it back to a singles title. I still think you have a lot that you can claim as accomplishments this year. I believe you were undefeated up until this point, since when you lost in the tournament, it didn't actually count. So I think overall this has been a great year for you. Despite this match, which you shouldn't be ashamed of losing because Kaiser was definitely on his A game. But overall, how do you feel about the match?
First of all, congrats to Kaiser on the win. And today's definitely not my best showing. Those 2 data questions bother me because I know Gabriel Luna for a fact, and I just wrote Diego Luna. And as a time was counting, I was like, this doesn't seem right, but I didn't use a repeat for some reason. And Danny McBride, I knew that as well. I just couldn't pull his name. I keep on thinking David Gordon Green because of the Halloween series. But yeah, it's one of those games. I could do better, but a great takeaway from this. I finally got a Bumblebee question, so I'm happy. There we go.
Very fair. Joe, thoughts on Albert's performance?
I mean, well, there's not much more to say. I mean, round one they were equals, 9-9, and then Albert was definitely the better player in round two. He hit that steal. He smartly went to multiple when he had to, gave himself that lead, and then round three came along, spread our legs, and kicked us straight in the bollocks. But that's sometimes what happens. And Kaiser ended up being the better player in round three. So I think overall in the match, I think they were very, very even. Unfortunately for us, it just happens to be a match where in a round where losing points is a thing. But Albert has continually shown, not just this year, but every year he's played, what an amazing player he is. Very few players, score 9 in round one, and as did Kaiser. And I think he's got nothing to hang his head about. He's been a phenomenal player all year, and he'll be back with a vengeance.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait to see it. Albert, great showing today. Even in a loss, we will see you next time. As Tim's taking people out, we will bring in our winner today, Kaiser. Kaiser, Joe said it. Round 2 may have gone to Albert, but round 3 went all the way to you. Even if swords appeared to be the difference maker, but sometimes that's the lucky break you need. But I don't even think you needed it because you dominated the rest of round 3. On top of that, one away from a perfect round, you missed, I think this is the second match in a row where you've only missed 2 questions. You are on what I think some would call a hot streak. Would you agree?
I mean, I guess so, because normally my MO is I do very well for the rest of the match, but I lose it in round 3. This time it's kind of the reverse. Like round 2, I think this was the only round 2 this year where I actually dropped points in like singles. So, and then it's the only round 3 where I hit everything. So I can't be mad about that. But honestly, yeah, Albert had me like very nervous because of his stature. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Albert is like one of the like the longest serving, the longest playing people right now who is still playing. So
been around for
you got to respect that. Yeah, so I respect him a lot, and this is he's a big one. Yeah.
Jake, thoughts on Kaiser's performance?
Yeah, I'm really proud of Kaiser for a lot of the reasons he said. I know he has had a couple of round 3 missteps this year, and to come back in a match as big as this, with a number 1 contender match on the line, and to dominate in round 3 in categories that are not his strongest categories, like with the exception of maybe sci-fi icons, but like DC and Law and Order, those are tough categories for most competitors, and for Kaiser to just come in and just and answer both. Like the DC one, I saw no hesitation; that was immediate, and I'm really proud of him. And I know that I've tried to, particularly in these high level matches, like I try to tell everybody, like you gotta go for it, and you can't give anybody an inch, particularly when somebody as good as Albert has been. He may not have had his best game today. I know internet can sometimes mess with your head. Believe me, I've been there.
Yeah.
But he's still a great player, and he's still someone to be reckoned with, both in singles and teams. But I'm just really proud of Kaiser for the way he's been playing today, all season. And I can't wait to see what he does next.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, we mentioned Albert's already challenged for a belt this year. You have as well, the same one that he challenged for teams. And now you're one step closer to challenging for your first singles title. You find yourself in a contender match. That'll be your next match. It will be against the winner of Jack Pinchuk and Tyler Birch. You will have one of those two in a contender match for a shot at the champ. Thoughts?
So I'm up against one public enemy number 1 or Tyler. I think I want to kick the shit out of public enemy number 1, but Tyler would be cool too. So yeah.
Well, either way, Jack beat Tyler last year and then played me. So that was how that went out. I miraculously beat Thomas Scully. he maybe equally miraculously, depending on who you talk to, beat Tyler. So I know Tyler's going to be out for blood. I know he wants to get that. I actually don't know if they're double belted right now or if that's been shot yet. If Duel of the Fates is still whatever. But like, I know Tyler would want a shot at a singles belt to play Brittany and keep it in there, but Jack is no slouch, and you'll be ready no matter who it is.
The motherfucker is on crack every game.
All right, good to know. Guys, great job. Kaiser, congrats on the win. Fantastic stuff. Tim, right on cue. Why don't you put a bow on it?
This has been Fandom Fights. I want to thank the players. I want to thank the managers. I want to thank Nick for writing this match. From all of us here at Fandom to all of you at home, have a lovely evening. We'll see you next time with another match. Bye.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.